Hey guys, so I don't know what made me think that making a video about restoring a loom was going to be a one video process. I think this is going to be a series. This might end up being a whole summer series of fixing up this loom. Hey guys, welcome. I'm Felicia from SweetGeorgia, and today I want to tell you about the loom and why I'm sitting underneath my beautiful Leclerc Fanny loom. Now, I got this loom maybe a couple of months ago, several months ago in the wintertime, and when I got it, it was the dead of winter, and I had bought it used online. It came all the way from Ottawa, and it was taken apart, disassembled by the owner, and then packaged into 2 boxes, and then traveled all the way across Canada to get to here, to Vancouver, so that I could reassemble it. And so when I got it, it was wintertime, it was cold, it was wet, it was dark, and so I thought, I'm just gonna put it together and get it to work, make sure that it's working. Now, my intention at the time was always that when the weather started to get really good and that, you know, when it started to get warmer out and it was going to be summer, that I was going to disassemble the loom and refinish everything and put it back together and all of those things. Now I look at that entire process and I just want to say, welcome to my woodworking channel. So for some time now, I've been sitting on the fence about actually beginning the project of taking apart the loom and cleaning it all up and doing all sorts of things like that. And a lot of the impetus to get going with refinishing the loom or fixing it all up came because I ordered some sectional parts for the back beam of this loom. And so basically this is what arrived. So this is my new sectional warp beam for the back of my loom. And you can see that this is maple, same maple as in the loom, but this maple is like, it's almost like white. It's so light colored. It's cool colored wood. It's almost got like a pink cast to it, but this is the color of the wood that is in the Leclerc looms before it ages. So you can see here is just like a comparison. This is what the wood looks like before. And so even my Mira loom at the studio, brand new Mira loom from Leclerc, looks this color. And then over time, it becomes this sort of amber golden yellow color. This loom is from 1968, so it's been however many years. It's lovely. I love this color, but it's also not this even color all throughout the loom. So some parts are lighter, some parts are darker, all of that kind of stuff. So in any case, when I got this, I thought, well, before I put the sectional beam on, now is the time when I should properly refinish everything and then put it back together. So I contacted Leclerc to find out, you know, what's actually on their loom so that I could make good decisions about what to apply. So in the email that I got back from Leclerc, they specified that they use 2 coats of an oil-based varnish for all of their looms. And so when you kind of go down into the rabbit hole of looking at wood finishes, varnish is different from shellac, is different from polyurethane. There's also water-based coatings and also oil-based coatings. So in thinking about refinishing a loom, a weaving loom like this, there's a lot of different options. And so I was at first trying to go with some of the options that were more like low-hanging fruit, easier to accomplish and all that kind of stuff. So if you find yourself on any of those discussion forums talking about how to restore looms, how to fix up old looms and things like that, you'll find that people reference a number of products which I did assemble here and try out for myself. And so I was looking for ways to refinish the loom without necessarily having to sand everything down to bare wood and then start from scratch again. And so the first step is cleaning the loom. So like using something like this, which is the Murphy's Oil Soap. This is kind of like a concentrated soap where you mix it with a little bit of water, you use a rag, and then you kind of wash the loom and try to get sort of dirt, gunk, oil, all of that kind of stuff to strip that and remove that off of the loom. So I did kind of like a little bit of spot cleaning with this one just to see how it would work and if this is the one way that would fix everything about the loom, but it's kind of not enough, really. And so then I looked at another product which is often recommended, and that's this stuff. It's from Howard Products and it's called Restor-A-Finish. And the idea with this is that you don't have to strip off the existing varnish that's on here, that you can use this with some steel wool. So I got a bunch of steel wool 0000 grade. So the idea is to use the steel wool together with this and to kind of rub the existing varnish that's on the loom and to kind of smooth it out, even it out, and make it look better. And so once this step is done, then you would follow up with the other Howard product, which is called the Feed and Wax. This comes up very often. This is a very popular product. You could put this on your spinning wheels, you could put this on your looms, on the wood, and it is wood polish and conditioner. So people would do this more frequently. You do this like once a month is what they recommend, to keep your loom looking nice and shiny and well fed. So I tried all three of these products sort of in spot checks throughout the loom, but even like feeling the varnish of the loom, there's a little bit of it that feels a little bit sticky, a little bit gummy. It's not gummy, but it's just a little bit sticky. It's not as smooth as I would like it. And so I went to the store and I got a whole bunch of different sandpaper. So I got a sanding sponge that is 180 grit. I got some sandpaper that's 220 grit. And then I got some that is 400 for finishing. And so then I started to kind of sand some of the old varnish that was on the loom because it was chipping. Some of it's really, there's some spots that are really black and kind of gummy. There's spots where the old beater bumpers were sort of glued or stuck to the wood and it's left all this black residue, which is really just gross and yucky. And so I want to get rid of all of that as well. And so I'm trying to clean all of that off. So I started to kind of sand one treadle as an experiment. And then I couldn't stop. And then I sanded two treadles. And then when I stepped back to look at everything, I realized that the two treadles had changed color. And the two treadles are lighter now than the rest of the other treadles. And so now I'm at this weird crossroads where I feel like I've gone a little bit too far. I've gone too far. I've gone too far. On one hand, I love that the treadles that I've sanded are like nice and smooth. They look a little bit cleaner, but not fully clean. Like I don't want to sand this whole loom down until every single nick and bump and scrape is gone, because then I'll have lost a lot of the character of this loom and this older loom. I also don't necessarily want to sand off all of the golden amber color that has happened over all of these years. But since I've already done that to two of the treadles, I kind of have to do that for the rest of the treadles. So then the question is, what do I do for the rest of the loom? And in a lot of the blog posts that I've read about reconditioning looms or restoring looms, they're talking about looms that are around this age, about 40 years plus, maybe 100 years, but mostly like 40 years plus. People seem to think that by 40, it's time to strip and refinish or clean up the loom in some way. So this loom being 40, almost 50 years old, trying to think, is now the time to strip the whole thing and refinish? Should I just clean up as much as possible with something like the Murphy's Oil soap and just do my best to kind of clean a little bit, maybe apply another layer of poly, and then just call it a day? I even got to the point where Katrina's husband, Eric, actually came and dropped off his orbital sander for me so that I could borrow it and sand down all the parts of the loom. I feel like there's a lot of support for me redoing the loom from scratch, but I'm very scared. I'll show you. I even went so far as to take the screws. These are like the screws that hold the beater in place, and the screws are scuffed and ugly and black looking in some spots. And so I went out and I got rust spray paint to try to coat the screw. This stuff, I don't know, maybe it's good if it works, but the spray can, the trigger completely broke. And so all of the spray paint, every time I was trying to spray it, it just kept coming out the side of the can. It was very, very annoying. But I ended up putting a little bit of that paint onto the screw, and it looks a little bit better, but not super great. When I told Amanda Wood I was doing this, she's like, why don't you just buy some new screws? That would be easier. That would be way easier. But you know, if I'm gonna buy everything new, I could have just bought a new loom. I'm kind of enjoying the process of putting this loom back together and cleaning all the parts with steel wool and, you know, getting all of the little bits of rust off and smoothing it all out. It's fun. I think that this is part of this must be the reason why people get old cars and then they have them in their garage and they kind of tinker with them and fix them up over time. I know my brother's done that. He has a car that's in his garage. It's been there for years that he's fixing up. I can see the appeal. I can definitely see the appeal of sitting there and trying to restore something. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. I am spending a lot of time sitting here next to the loom, trying to think about whether or not I should disassemble the whole thing and how far I should go. I think the next step is really that I'm gonna go get a drop cloth, lay it all down here, and then start taking things apart, trying to keep everything really organized. I'm afraid of losing like screws and washers, and I'm really afraid of losing parts. I know that it needs to be taken apart. I know that it needs to be taken apart. I know. I think it really does need to be taken apart. But I just keep coming back to this question about how much is your time worth? Is it worth it? Like if I could just take this sectional beam and just screw it on and start weaving. And how important is it that the loom look nice? It's a tool, it's a functional thing, which is probably why, like, when it's made, it's not necessarily sanded down to look like fine furniture, because you don't want to be so precious with this tool that you can't even use it. You want it to be something that's a workhorse, that just, it functions. Its job is to make cloth. The job is not to sit there and look pretty. So me spending all this time to make it look pretty is maybe besides the point. Maybe I should just put the sectional beam on and just start working with it. In any case, this has been consuming my mind quite a bit, and so every time I have a few minutes here and there, I kind of sit here next to the loom and think about what I'm gonna do with it. So one plan of attack that I have right now is to take everything apart, to label everything, keep everything sort of organized, and then with all the wood pieces, to sand them down, and then to Danish oil everything, to put Danish oil on everything, let it dry, let it cure. This could take like weeks, and then put the poly back on it. And then I would have like a nice fed wood. It would be like nicely refreshed. Hopefully it would bring out some of the color and the grain of the maple wood that's in here. And then it would be nicely sealed with that poly. But again, when Leclerc wrote back to me in that email, they said, oh, you could sand everything down, but it'll be a big job. And I think just those words, but it'll be a big job, really psyched me out, really made me feel like, oh no, this is gonna take forever. But I think it could look really, really nice. What would you do? What would you do? I don't know, what would you do? I do want to get it done relatively quickly because I have things that I would like to weave. I really want to put the sectional beam on. So once the sectional beam is on, I want to put on a cotton warp, like an 8/2 cotton warp, and do some crackle. That's the next thing that I want to tackle. I want to do crackle, and then after that do summer and winter, and then I want to prepare some content for the school in SweetGeorgia about overshot for next year. Just working on a bunch of stuff like that. Really got to get going. So I can't let this loom restoration project take forever, right? Gotta get going. Okay, so that is it for today. I wonder, what would you do in this situation? Would you just wash the loom, try to make it unsticky, and just keep going? Or would you sand it all down and make it super nice and pretty and refinished and gorgeous? Yeah, what would you do? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye for now.